Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Normal here, and in this video we're going to do the detailed review of the ASUS Zenfone 4 Selfie, the base variant. So the ASUS Zenfone 4 Selfie starts at 999 in India, and we have the base variant with us. It comes with a Snapdragon 430 octa-core chipset coupled with 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of storage, and we have a 5.5-inch HD display and a 3000 mAh battery as well. So in this video we'll talk about all the aspects of this phone. This is a selfie focused smartphone with a 13 megapixel selfie camera with LED flash. So in this video we'll talk about all the aspects and see how good the device is for a price of 999. So without any further delay, let's get started. So first up, let's talk about the design and build quality. So design wise, the ASUS Zenfone 4 Selfie comes with almost the same design as that of the higher priced Selfie variant. It has a plastic back panel which is curved, and the corners are rounded corners, which gives actually a good feel altogether. You can also see that this is made of plastic, but the build quality looks pretty good. It's a matte finish rear panel, and the camera unit also has a really good finish altogether. And the antenna bands at the top and the bottom adds to the beauty of this device. Overall, this device feels quite good. Even though it's a plastic build quality, the material finishing also looks good, and you can also see that the ASUS logo is engraved one, so that again adds to the beauty of this device. And also the device is pretty lightweight for the pricing and the segment. And on the right side we have the power and volume keys, and on the top we have the 3.5mm audio jack. The left side houses the SIM tray, and at the bottom we have this charging slot, the speaker unit, and the microphone. In the front panel we have this 5.5-inch HD display, the fingerprint scanner, 2 capacitive touch buttons. On the top we have this 13 megapixel camera, sensors, and LED flash. So overall this device feels quite good because of two factors. The build quality feels quite good, even though it's a plastic build quality. The fit and finish looks pretty good, and also the lightweight design makes this easy to use as well. Now next up, let's talk about the display. So this phone comes with an HD panel. It's a 5.5 inch screen size, and it has a 2.5D glass on top of this, but there is no Gorilla Glass protection or any added protection offered by the display. But the overall touch response feels pretty smooth, and the display is colorful and vivid. The viewing angles are kind of decent overall, and the overall clarity of the display looks quite acceptable for this price segment. So the display does not have any protection offered, but most devices do skip Corning Gorilla Glass or any added protection at this price segment, and it has this 2.5D glass as well. So that's the display aspect. Now let's talk about the software. So we have this latest version of ASUS Zen UI. This is the latest Zen UI on top of Android 7.0. So we can see that it comes with Android 7.1.1 on this device, and it has 3 gigs of RAM, and it's powered by the Snapdragon 430 octa-core chipset. Now you can see that the ASUS Zen UI, the latest version, has a bit more refined UI. It feels a bit more polished as well, and the icons and the overall layout looks pretty much pleasing than the previous version. And similar to the previous version, you get a lot of additional features here. If you go to if you scroll down, you can see special modes included like easy mode, kids mode, and we have support for themes. Then additional options are also included. Then if you go to the home screen, you get a lot of additional options to customize the home screen layout, and it's one of the customizable UI and feature rich UI in terms of the additional options being offered. Now if you look at the settings, the quick toggles area, you can see it again feels quite good and a bit more polished than the previous version. So the Zen UI has definitely improved with the latest version, and it feels quite good as well. But having said that, there are a few bloatwares included which could have been avoided by ASUS. Similar to the previous version, here also we get to see a bit of bloatwares included which should have been skipped. Now talking about the performance, so this phone is powered by the Snapdragon 430 octa-core chipset, which is coupled with 3 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of storage. So this phone does have decent performance all around in terms of the experience. So we tested this device in terms of daily aspects, and we found that the device was quite responsive and did not have any sort of issues. So the day-to-day performance was quite good on this device, and it was a lag-free experience. So in terms of the day-to-day experience, you don't have much to complain here. Now when it comes to gaming tests, so this is one area where the device struggled a bit. It was not the best gaming experience with the Snapdragon 430, which is kind of an entry-level chipset. It was struggling with high graphic rich games, and you could see a lot of frame skips happening. But with medium graphic settings, it should be more or less playable. So this is not a device for high-end gaming. For medium level games, this should be quite good enough. Now the fingerprint scanner is located on the front panel and it does a good job altogether. It unlocks the device in pretty good time. It may not be the fastest fingerprint scanner out there, but it does a good job and it is quite accurate as well. Now the call quality in this device was pretty good, and the speaker performance, which is located in the bottom panel, did a decent job altogether. Again, not the loudest speaker, but the quality was quite acceptable for this price segment. So that was the performance aspect. Now let's talk about the SIM card. So this device comes with dual SIM cards for GLT, and also there is an expansion slot and you get 32 gigs of storage. Now next up, let's talk about the cameras. So we have a 13 megapixel front facing camera with LED flash, and on the rear panel we also have a 13 megapixel camera again with an LED flash. Now looking at the camera interface, it does offer a lot of additional features and options and does a really good job with the UI. It does a good job altogether with lots of features and modes included. We also done a detailed camera review of this device, so you can also check out that video. Now talking about the camera samples taken with this device, we found that the daylight shots were quite good in terms of the experience, the color quality, and also the overall clarity of the photos looks quite good for this price segment. It was not the best experience, but it did a decent job altogether in terms of daylight experience, although the sharpness levels could have been slightly better, and also the close-up images did a decent job with respect to the color reproduction. The low light experience of this device was strictly average, and you could clearly see a lot of noise in the low light captures and was not the best experience altogether. Now the selfie experience is one of the really good aspects of this device. You could see that the selfie experience was pretty good, and one of the best selfie cameras in this price segment, below the 10K price segment, with the 13 megapixel shooter, and also it has an LED flash, so the selfie experience was really good on this device. So that was the camera aspect. Now finally talking about the battery. So this phone comes with a 3000 mAh battery. There is no fast charging included, and the battery performance was quite decent, and you can get through 1 day of usage with the 3000 mAh battery, with a screen on time of around 4 hours of screen on time, which is not bad for a budget offering. So that was the battery performance of the ASUS Zenfone for Selfie. Priced at ₹9,999. How good is the device, and does it offer good value for money? That's the biggest question, because a lot of devices are available in this price segment, like the Redmi Note 4, the Redmi 4, Lenovo is also having a good offering in this price segment. The Moto is also Moto E4 Plus in this price segment. So if you're looking for a selfie focused smartphone, this is probably the best you can pick in this price segment, with a great 13 megapixel selfie camera, and does a really good job with selfies. Other than that, it's a quite good offering. It may not be the best overall package, but if you're focused on camera, the ASUS Zenfone for Selfie will not disappoint most of the users, and even the performance aspect as well, it did a decent job altogether in terms of day-to-day experience. So it may not be the best spec device out there in this price segment, but it is definitely a decent offering from ASUS. That's all guys with the detailed review of the ASUS Zenfone for Selfie. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.